Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching and for subscribing. And if you're just visiting, please consider subscribing. So today I want to review a very exciting new release. And that's a release from Maison Dior called Vanilla Diorama. Now, when I first heard about this fragrance, I got very curious. I got very excited because, of course, this is a vanilla fragrance. And as you all know, I love vanilla fragrances. And so I was very tempted to buy a full bottle as soon as it came out. But I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to reduce my blind buying. I'm really trying to sample fragrances first, and that's what I decided to do here. So I purchased a 5 ml sample, and you can see here that I've used quite a bit of it already. So I have tested this fragrance substantially. So what I'm going to tell you is not going to be a first impression. This is definitely a full review because, like I said, I've tested it pretty extensive. So first, let's talk about the basics about this fragrance, the perfumer, when it was released, notes, etc. Then I'm going to tell you about what it smells like to me, how it performs, and is it full bottle worthy? So, like I said, the fragrance came out this year, and this was created by François Demachy, who, from what I understand, is the house perfumer for Dior. And sort of the inspiration behind this fragrance is a dessert that was served to Monseigneur Dior. The exact recipe of this dessert, from what I understand, is unknown, but we do know that it included some orange, vanilla, and bitter chocolate. And so this fragrance is sort of inspired by this dessert. Now, the fragrance comes in standard Maison Dior sizes. You can have 40 ml, 125 ml, and 250 ml. Now, let's look at the notes. So, top notes are orange, pink pepper, and lemon. Middle notes are rum, cacao, and cardamom. And base notes are bourbon vanilla, sandalwood, and patchouli. So the notes sound amazing. I did spray the fragrance on my hand a few hours ago, so I do have the dry down here. But let me spray it on a blotter and sort of refresh the opening. So, like I said, I've worn this fragrance quite a few times, probably 3, 4, perhaps even 5 times. The interesting thing about this fragrance is I keep getting pulled towards it, not just because I wanted to test it for this video, but I find something, I wouldn't say addictive about it, but something slightly mysterious about it. And I keep being pulled towards it. I've really enjoyed wearing it. So when I sprayed first, the first few times that I wore it, the note at the beginning that comes out very strongly is cardamom. It's all about cardamom. And what I've learned is that I think my chemistry, my skin pulls out cardamom very strongly. This is what happened with Lune Filine from Atelier des Ors. At first when I got it, I was almost getting that burnt rubber smell, which was coming from very strong cardamom. So whenever there is a note of cardamom in a fragrance, my skin pulls it out to the forefront. And this is exactly what happened here. The first few times that I wore it, in the opening, all I was getting is very strong cardamom. Now, it never crossed to that burnt rubber level, but it was very potent, very strong, very in your face. But what I've noticed is that as my nose started getting used to this fragrance more, other notes started coming out in the opening. So when I smell this now in the opening, what I'm getting is cardamom is still here, definitely. It didn't go anywhere, but In addition to cardamom, I'm also getting orange and I'm also getting rum. So it definitely has that orangey, boozy type of feel with very strong cardamom. It is definitely, I enjoy it much more now than I did initially when I first sprayed it. So this opening on me lasts probably a couple of hours. And then cardamom definitely kind of, not completely disappears, but goes very much in the background. And what I'm left with in the dry down is vanilla, cacao, maybe some remnants of rum. But overall feel that I'm getting from this is some kind of ice cream dessert. It's not overly sweet. This, when I first heard about the fragrance based on the name and even based on the notes, I kind of expected it to be a serious gourmand. And to my nose, it is not a serious gourmand. It is definitely on the sweet side. You definitely have vanilla, but it's not overly sweet. And for that reason, it is completely unisex. So even though I'm getting vanilla, but it's kind of a lighter vanilla, slightly sweet, not too sweet, a little bit spicy, a little bit boozy, a little bit orangey, a little bit chocolatey. So it's kind of all of that mixed together, and it's giving me the vibe of some type of ice cream. That's what I get out of this fragrance. So again, the opening is quite spicy and boozy and a little bit orangey, and in a dry down it definitely mellows out, it becomes softer, vanilla comes out more, and it gives me a vibe of an ice cream dessert. Not exactly ice cream, like pure ice cream, but some kind of dessert with ice cream. So that's what I get out of this fragrance. Now let's talk about performance. It has a pretty good longevity, I would say. Overall on my skin, it probably lasts in the area of 6-7 hours, which, I think is good because I mentioned before, fragrances don't last well on me, and 6 to 7 hours is really good in my books. So it lasts well, but this scent is never very strong. I would say the projection is pretty moderate, perhaps even on the milder side. It is definitely stronger in the opening while I'm getting that really spicy opening. It projects relatively well, but as soon as that opening dries down, sort of in a couple of hours, this scent becomes, I wouldn't completely call it a skin scent because it's a little bit more than skin scent, but it definitely sits very close to the skin. It doesn't project very far, and it also doesn't leave a huge sillage. I don't think this really has a big trail. As you leave the room, I'm not sure if people are really gonna smell you. I don't think so. So performance is moderate to good, I would say, at least for me. Different things are important to different people. To me, sillage and projection are less important than longevity. That's just my preference. I want my fragrance to last, and like I said, this one lasts really well. So for me, performance is pretty good. It is not outstanding, but it is pretty good. Let's talk about versatility. I think this fragrance is quite versatile because the sweetness and vanilla in it is not overpowering. It's not too heavy, especially in the dry down. I think this fragrance can be worn anytime. It can be worn during the day and it could be worn during the night. I also think this is the type of vanilla that can be worn during warm weather. Perhaps not during the scorching heat, but sort of in the spring, maybe even early summer or late summer, early fall, I think this would be appropriate, definitely, because this is not overpowering. Let's also quickly talk about uniqueness. Is this scent unique? I'm not sure how to answer that question, because to me, I would say yes and no. No, because there's nothing really extraordinary about this scent. There's nothing that really stands out. There's nothing that I've never smelled before. So I want to say no. But at the same time, I want to say yes, it is unique, because if you ask me to compare it to anything, well, I don't have anything in my collection that I can compare it to. There's nothing that I have smelled before that I can compare it to. Now, I've heard some people making references to Fève Délicieuse from Dior, making comparisons. To me, they are completely different. They're not comparable at all. Fève is really about tonka. This is more about vanilla and spices. So they are different to me. So I really don't have anything in my collection that is similar to this. So the final question is it full bottle worthy? I think it is. For me, it is. I haven't decided yet if I'm actually going to purchase a full bottle, but seeing how I'm being pulled towards this sample, like I said, I've used quite a bit already. I want to wear this fragrance. I'm being pulled towards it. So it's very possible that I will decide to purchase a full bottle, but I'm not sure at this point. But one thing I would say is do not blind buy this. I don't think this is a safe blind buy. Definitely test it out first. I think some people might find spiciness at the beginning overpowering. I think some people might find this scent a little bit boring. I think some people might be disappointed that it's not as gourmand as maybe they would expect based on the notes. So I definitely think you need to try this one first before you purchase a full bottle. So again, I have not decided if I will or not. We will see. But I have been enjoying using this sample very much. And overall, I think this is a really nice release from Dior. So let me know. Have you tried this fragrance? Have you purchased it? Are you interested in trying it? Would love to know your thoughts about it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please remember to give me thumbs up and subscribe. And I will see you soon in the next video. Bye.